Hello and welcome to Nanapod, a podcast dedicated to the fantastic manga written by A. Yazawa. I'm Crystal, and I'm joined by my best girl Kirsten as we dissect this manga, discussing everything from the emotions, the cultural impact, as well as any headcanons that might be floating around in our brains. With this podcast, we hope to preserve a shoujo staple that sadly hasn't been talked about in a very long time. So come with us. We're waiting for you in apartment 707.
Now recording. Hello, Craig.
Hello, Craig.
Welcome to the chat.
Welcome to the chat. Welcome to Nanapod.
This is Nanapod. Nanapod. Nanapod.
Solid start.
I do what I can.
Yeah, it's almost November, you guys.
Oh my god, it's terrible, actually. I hate it all.
Same.
It hurts my head.
Me too, but that's why we have
Nana. This is why we have a direct escape.
Yes.
Escape hatch, activate. Are we on chapter 44? 43.
45.
45.
45.
Jesus. Okay.
We're on 45.
Okay.
I only know because I bookmarked it.
I'm on the digital side of things over here.
Yes.
So I don't even remember what was happening last time.
A press conference was going on for Nana
Right. Okay.
and a Ren. So they're doing that. So let's see. I can do the start. I know it's almost have an immediate scene change here. So we have this diamond ring. And it says, Nana was someone who made me believe in fate more than anyone I'd ever met before. I felt that the red string that was about to break would be held together by our matching rings. Ooh. Then there's a picture of Shin.
Yeah. Here's the color one.
Yeah, and his eyes are strange.
They're blue.
They're very blue.
They're creepy.
Creepy. He's like doll. He's like a doll.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He looks like a BJD. Like 110%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Did they? I mean, I could see like Dolphy doing Shin, Nana, BJD. I could see like Dolphy doing it or somebody making a Dolphy. No, but I want these. I've been trying to get them.
Knows.
They made these this year.
Oh, that's right. That's why.
And every time that I go to get them, they're sold out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
They're so cute.
They're so cute.
Yeah. Nope, there wasn't. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised though if Dolphy did at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Aside from this weird custom one that I don't want to be rude about, but no thank you.
It could use some work in the face.
It could use some work in the face. The face up needs some help.
Yeah. All right, so we have an apartment complex here, and then there's a slice. And I think that's a lemon, I think, or a lime.
I'm going to say that it's a lemon or a lime.
Yes. It's
Perrier water. It's mineral water.
Yeah. So I'm
like,
citrus. It's citrus. Fresh citrus. And I know we've talked about this before, but because this is Shin, and Shin is prepping this drink the way that I think he was taught by his madam.
Yes.
So he's slicing the drink, he's pouring with a glug glug, and then he squeezes it in there, and then he's drinking the refreshing citrusy drink. And then there's a ring of his cell phone, and it says, "Happy birthday, I bought your CD. Remember me sometimes too, Ryoko." Who is his madam.
That's his madam.
Yeah.
As he's making that drink.
Uh-huh.
And he looks sad when he reads it.
Yeah, I was trying to like think about his like, what it was, and I just don't know if it was like a oh no kind of a look or just
I think he looks sad.
hmm.
I think he's been too busy for her. I think he's been groomed. So
Yeah.
like I think that there is like an emotional attachment there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the guilt.
Hmm. And then it just says, "You've taken root deep inside me." And he sets the glass down, and then we have a scene change to an airport.
Yeah. And it's a stewardess lady and she's yelling and she's like, "Hey, did you see that press conference yesterday?" And then another one is like, "I saw." And then another one is like, "Ren was so cool." And then he's the greatest. And then it says, "I wonder if he'd ever fly on our planes."
Mm.
But they're all like chatty and
Hmm.
very dramatic. And so now they're all still chatting each other. Girl number one says, "But Nana pisses me off. I don't want her. I just want her to go away." And the next girl is like, "Really? She doesn't really seem to be a bad person." During the interview, those two seemed so calm and just you could just feel their affection for each other. And then the next girl, she's like, has a little handkerchief up at her eye. She's kind of tearing up. She's like, "Yeah, if Ren's happy, that's enough for me, heart." And then the next girl is like, "And anyway, I've still got Takumi Sama." And it's like, do you, queen? Do you got him? Mm.
Boy, is she gonna be pissed when she finds out.
Right? And so then the first girl is like, "No way. I'm taking Yasu instead." Same girl. Same. Says long hair is really out of style these days. What?
In the early 2000s, are you kidding?
Right. I'm like,
Mm.
Girl number two says, "Well, if we're talking about Blast, I'd say Nobu. Heart, he's so little and cute." Girl number three is like, "Nobu. Shin is definitely the cutest." Girl number four says, "Yeah, but I really wonder how old those two are. Don't you think Shin looks like he's a middle schooler?"
I mean,
I mean, you're not wrong.
not wrong, but poor Nobu is also like he always gets mistaken for being so young.
Right.
It's like I'm not.
Seriously. And so then girl number one is like, "What about you, Ryoko-san? Who's your favorite who's your favorite in Blast?" "I'll bet it's Yasu." She says, "I'm sorry, I don't have any interest in entertainers." She's so fancy.
She's so fancy.
And she's drawn to be like naturally beautiful,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Like elevated, like mature beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's click, click, click. And she's like walking away with her little suitcase and little sparkles around her. And the other girls are just looking. And then girl number one says, "Ryoko-san is quite the enigma. What does she have an interest in, I wonder? Opera or something?" Girl number two looks super shocked. By the way, they're all kind of blushing and sweating. I think that's
Hmm.
important. Um, girl number two is like, "All that aside, did she get a Rira perm?" Girl number three is like, "No, she had that hairstyle before Trap Nest even debuted. Ryoko perm." Girl number four says, "But she'd really look like Rira if she let her hair down. I'm so jealous." And then there's a woo of the. That's
The
not a plane.
plane.
Are you
That's a
sure it's
plane.
not a bullet train?
Oh, maybe it's a bullet train. Oh yeah, that's a yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a mountain in the background.
Yeah, there's a mountain in the background, and then there's like those little doors, like it's going through, like on a bridge
Hmm.
or something, like the bridge
Yeah, it goes
rails.
ding 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 ding
Yeah,
ding. Those things.
yeah. And then it's the actual Rira.
Yeah, real Rira, so we can
Real
compare their
Rira.
hair.
Old Rira, young Rira.
Young Rira. And she just put her little hands together and she's like, the non-smoking car is so nice. Heart, the air's so fresh. And Naoki is like, yeah, I always think we're gonna get sick when Ren and Takumi are around. They should be the ones getting sick. And Then Rira's just like, thanks, Mari, heart. The female staffer is so much more considerate. I'm sure you made reservations for some delicious miso udon noodles, heart. And Mari says, sorry, today it's just a lunchbox at the radio station. And now Naoki and Rira are freaking out. And Naoki's like, what? What about chicken wings? And Rira says, what about Hitsumabushi, which is apparently
It's another Negoi specialty: boiled eel, rice, sweet soy sauce, served with assorted condiments. And in mine,
way more descriptive.
Naoki says tebasaki, which is marinated grilled chicken wings, which is also a Nagoya version, and it's very spicy.
Oh. Why is everything designed to I can't eat it? I wish I could handle spice. Sounds delicious.
I love spicy food. You know that.
Yeah, you're so lucky. I borrow your palate for a second.
Yeah.
So I can have something delicious.
You just have to build the palate. Slow.
Listen, take 8. Take the dice from D&D, the 8-sided die, take 8 of them. Roll it. That is the damage I take when I eat spicy food.
Little tiny spice. Start with tiny spice. Just a little.
Tiny. Like I've had a little bit of cayenne pepper, and that's delicious. Damage.
Less.
I know.
Slow.
I don't know the word stop. So they're both yelling like, why else would we go to Nagoya? And Mari says, to promote your new single. But don't forget, there's the birthday party tonight. We hired a great chef to cook the food, so get psyched. And Naoki's like, oh, I was wondering if I could invite a friend to the party. And Rira's like, who? Tetsu? And he says, Hachiko, heart. Rira's face is like,
right? No, yeah. She says "huh" really loud and abrupt, and it's all the lines, the spooky lines.
Yeah, she's freaking out. Well, she's never met Hachi, so
it's true. It's true. She's only heard.
Yep. And then Naoki is like, cause her wedding got postponed cause of the band. Poor Hachiko. And well, Takumi's just Takumi. And there's a crack. I think he's eating Pocky. And he's like, so we should reach out to her. It might make her feel a little better. Making a pregnant woman feel lonely is definitely bad for the baby. And Rira's like looking down with all the dots. And I don't know if she's like sad or she's contemplating. Mari's...
I think pensive. We're going with pensive.
Pensive? Okay.
Being thoughtful about it, but she has little sweats.
Yeah.
A little guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Their wedding got postponed, so...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it did.
I mean... Yeah.
Because of the Mosquito Man. And his schemes.
His schemes. The Mosquito Man just buzzing around. He's so creepy, though.
Oh, he is.
He's greasy.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
When Mari's got like a little sweat drop, and she's just like, but it's not just gonna be close friends and staff there. I don't know what Takumi's gonna say. And Naoki's like, so then don't tell him. It's Rira's party. If Rira's cool with it, it's cool. What do you think? And she thinks about when Takumi said, I get it. So if it's just Ren, it's acceptable, as in like Ren getting engaged and all that. And then she's like, yeah, I was thinking that we should make up for it somehow too. And then we have a scene change to Hachiko's, not an apartment, her townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Her house. We'll
Yes.
just say it's her house.
Her house.
Yeah. It's like a penthouse apartment. Yeah.
As close as she's gonna get to the pavilion.
I mean, and it's watching the TV. Looking sad, honestly. Like, I mean, she's like intently watching television, but I mean sad in the way that she's like alone on a big couch in a big empty room. Right. But she's watching the interview, and so there's Ren, and it says, "Well, thank you for being here today despite your busy schedules. We apologize for any alarm this may have caused." And then it focuses slowly in on Ren, and it says, "There has been a lot of unpleasant gossip, but we have no plans to try to contradict any of what's been said. We have decided to get married of our own choice. I think that if you try hard enough, you'll be able to understand our decision." And now Hachi is so cute. She's like excited and falling over on the couch, and it says, "He's so cool." And then there's like a heart with like an arrow, like, going through it. It says, "No matter how many times I see him, he's so cool," heart. And then it's like narration. It says, "I keep on rewatching. I have way too much free time." And then it goes back to Red, and it says, "And so," and now she's like laying on the couch giggling. And then Ren looks at Nana nervously, and Nana looks shocked. And Ren says, what was that?" And Nana's like, "I know. You don't have a damn script." And so Hachi is just giggling away. And she's like, "Hanjo-san." Oh, I guess, is Nana saying that? "Hanjo-san, what did you say when I proposed?" And then he's like, "When I proposed, spend your life with me." And Nana's like brushing him away, and it says, "He didn't say that. Why are you asking such an obvious question anyway?" And Hachi is just giggling. Like, how many times has she watched this?
I think a few.
A lot. It says, "And Nana-san, how did you respond when he proposed?" It goes back to Hachi and then to Nana, and Nana says, "That's impossible, heart." And then now Ren looks absolutely shocked, and he's like, "You did not." And Hachi is just losing her mind. Now she's clapping, she's like kicking her feet up, laughing hysterically, and she's like, "This is the greatest, heart. Ah." And she turns off the TV and says, "Was I just laughing alone?" And I was really laughing hard. I'm so weird when I'm alone. And then the phone rings, and it's Naoki. And she looks super shocked looking at her phone. And then there's Naoki on the other line, and he's like, hey, Nana-chan. It's Naoki. How are you?" And Hachi is like, "Hey, that's right. I gave him my mobile number." And then she remembers sitting at the table when she was bringing snacks to him. And he says, give me your cell number for when Takumi's not here." And she just like giggled. And it says, "But I didn't think he'd really call me. What do I do?" And he says, "Anyway, I know this is sudden, but are you free tonight?" And she's like, "Yes." She like yells yes at him in absolute shock. And she's like, "I'm always free. So ... It goes back to Naoki, and he's all shiny. He's all shiny. And he says, "Then how about a secret date without telling Takumi?" Now she looks utterly shocked with the star eyes. The Hachi star eyes. And Rira snatches the phone from him and says, "It's not a date." And he's like, "I almost had it too." And now Hachi is like, honestly... Or no, Hachi looks shocked. And then it says, "Honestly, the men in this band." That's what Rira says. I mean, she's not wrong.
Right.
She's not wrong. So Rira says, "It's nice to talk to you, Nana-chan. This is line Rira heart." And now Hachi looks very shocked, and like she's standing up, clutching her apron. There's swirls all around her. Like she doesn't know. She's blushing. She doesn't know what to do, and she's like, he. Hello." And Rira says, "I'm sorry. Our Takumi's been such a burden. I really feel that he's been a nuisance and I apologize." And Naoki is just like, "What? Are you his mother?" And Nana looks like she's like saw a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Like now we're in a spooky horror manga. And she says, "Of course not. I'm the one who should be apologizing for being a nuisance." And now Rira's irritated. And it says, in Japan, when meeting an acquaintance of one's family member, often the parent meeting a child's friends, in this manner, it's very common and considered polite to apologize for the person's perceived wrongdoings. This is why Naoki is asking if Rira is Takumi's mother.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And so now Rira is like, I would say very excitedly talking. Like
She's
just
so
very,
nervous.
yeah. Like
She's freaking out, but like,
you know, that's a lot of sweat. That's a
yeah.
lot of sweat. She says, "Actually, tonight is my birthday party, and I'd really like to get to know you, so please come." And now Naoki has like all the dots above his head. And Rira says, "Bye." Click. And Nana's just in shock. And now Nana, in her imaginary mind, sees Rira clutching and Takumi clutching back onto each other.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Was that some declaration of war?"
Which I'm like, how did you get that from that interaction?
Right? I mean, it's so much. And so then Rhea was like, "I was nervous, so that wasn't very smooth. I wonder
No.
if she'll come." And Naoki's like, "I think she kind of can't come since she doesn't know the time or place." And now Rhea was absolutely shocked. And Naoki's like, "Can't be helped, I guess. Beep, 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 beep." And so now Nana is still in her horror movie, her
Mm-hmm.
horror manga edition. And it says, "Takumi told me that there's nothing going on between him and Rira, but it seems like there definitely is. I wonder if she really did invite me. Just of goodwill. I have no idea how celebrities' minds work." And now her phone rings and it scares the shit out of her because she's in her horror manga phase.
Right.
And received mail from Naoki, and it says, "I'll be there to pick you up at 6, baby," in caps, a heart, a car, and a little face.
He's such a flirt.
He's such a flirt.
I love it though.
I know.
Oh.
Just yeah, he's so over the top.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very mercurial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is. He is, you know he is. Oh.
And so it says, "I have no idea what's going on, but at this point, will it be bad if I don't go?
Bad?
I don't know. Will it be bad?" It keeps going, so let's just switch.
Yeah. It's kind of a scene change anyway, because she's out
Yeah.
now and there's a
No,
sales lady.
she's still there. Or
Is
she's
she
shopping.
well?
Oh, she
She's
she left. She's going shopping.
she's going shopping. There's a sales lady. She's like, "Hello, come on in. Are you looking for something in particular?" And she turns around, still kind of no, still in the horror manga. And she's like, she's got all the lines, and she's like, "Yeah, it's the princess's birthday, so something presentable." The sales lady is like, Excuse me? What do you mean, Hachi?" And now she's in her head. She's like, I shouldn't get her jewelry. She's probably picky about what she wears. And now she's holding a stuffed bear, and she's like, how about a stuffed animal? And then she's thinking, no, well, she's not a kid, but I want one, even though I'm old. And I'm like, how dare you? You can have stuffed animals whenever you
Right?
like stuffed animals.
Exactly. You can have all the stuffies if you want the stuffies.
Yes. And then she's like, maybe something sophisticated, like an art book. And she's holding this art book that says KLIMT. Klimt. It's like, does she like Klimt? But she probably owns real paintings and stuff. And now she's got like a Groucho Marx and glasses and mustache, and she's wearing one, and she's like, oh yeah, undercover outfits. She needs that. But I don't want Rira to look like this. Should I wear it? Now she's wandering home. She's sad. She's like, oh no, what do I do? What do you give a celebrity? Suck. Sob, sob. And then she's passing by a mirror, and she looks over, and she's got all the dots, and she's like, and also, don't I look kind of shabby? And then she's got all the lines, and now she's thinking about all of these ladies in fancy dresses and their cocktails and sparkles. And she's like, what do you wear to a celebrity party? An evening gown? But if it's over the top, I'll look like an idiot. Let's see. And we might be able to switch here because she's back at the house.
I'll keep going. We're almost to like it's only this page and then it switches.
Oh, does it? Okay. So she is at the house, and she is definitely thrown all of her clothes out of the closet onto the bed, and now she's crying. She's wah. How'd she cry? Everyone drink water. There you go.
I didn't mean to, but I also made a lot of noise because my thing was stuck to it and then it fell. I know.
She's like, I can't even zip it up. I should have looked for clothes instead of a hair salon. And when she looks into the mirror, she imagines that she's bigger.
She looks like, yeah, like her mom or her sister.
Yeah. And she's like, why am I gaining weight every day? It's like, girl, you're pregnant.
Right? For real.
And she's, it says not really above the reflection in there. She's like, my belly, fine, but why everything else too? 'Cause it's the Demon Lord's baby? She's like, my face got all round. Takumi will be embarrassed to admit I'm his fiance. Now she's just straight panic. She's like, and what about a birthday present? And then there's a ding dong of the door.
Ding dong at the door.
At the door.
And it's Junko and Kyosuke. And they say, hello. It says, Kyosuke, Junko, here. It's on she's living in a rich place, so there's a little camera to show who's at the door. And Nana just has all the dots. And she's like, what are you two doing here? You came because you knew I was in trouble? Telepathy? And Kyosuke's like, huh? You are in trouble again? Your face is flushed. And June's like, don't pay any attention. We just came to admire the video, right? And she's like, the video? Hachi's like, video? And June's like, yesterday's press conference, you taped it, right? And Kyosuke's like, today was something else. It was everyone at school. It was all everyone at school talked about. It really bothers me that I missed it. And now Hachi is crying a lot. Those are some big tears.
Yeah.
But now's not the time for that. Why? Help me, June. Chan. June's like, I'll be heading back now. Kyosuke's like, we just got here. And then there's like this beautiful lady who says, hello, can I help you? And Kyosuke is shocked by her beauty. There's a heart and speechless right there. And then the lady's like, thank you very much. And Kyosuke's holding she's like a florist surrounded by flowers, right? So he's holding like this, like they're lilies.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, she'll probably be getting a lot of flowers. Well, whatever. This should be fine. And Hachi is still crying. And she's like, I'm sorry, Jun-chan. I promised I wouldn't be weepy. And I just keep crying. But these aren't tears. They're the sweat of my heart. I am saving that. That is so good. I'm not crying. These aren't tears. It's the sweat of my heart.
Aww.
So gross. And she's like, Hachi's like, I'm trying my best. But my heart is just sweating.
My heart is just sweating. Girl, I
Oh
feel that though.
no. Right? It's so real. And so June is like, I know. Are these clothes okay with you? And they're in her bedroom, and she's like trying to help her get dressed and find something that she can feel confident in, which is what a best friend does for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, the shawl doesn't accentuate your stomach. This should be fine. But what about shoes? It's really hard to wear heels at this time at a time like this. And yeah, facts. And June is like, Naoki, because there's a ding dong at the door. But it's Kyosuke with the flowers, and he's like, delivery. And June like looks at it and then turns really fast. And she's like, huh? Just Naoki? I'm tired of seeing his face. What a boring line. And he's like yelling, and he's like, I could hear that. Hey. And there's like thought boxes, and it says, whenever they're being so mean to each other, Junchan and Kyosuke always seem like such good friends. They seem to balance each other out, so they're a great match. And Hachi is now holding the flowers. She's like, oh, so this is what you got. Thank you. And Kyosuke's like, it was just the first thing that came to mind. Here's your change. And June's like, I would prefer dango if it were me. And dango are a type of sticky rice dumpling, although this is a play on words referring to the manga Hanayori Dango, which in that case means boys rather than flowers. Oh, boys over flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like the live action series.
I know of it. I just don't
It's
really
cute.
know.
It's cute. It's something I've
cute.
watched many times. Mm-hmm.
Is it like slice of lifey? Because I love
Yes,
that.
it's slice of life.
Mm.
Yeah, it's slice of life. And so Hachi's like, but she says, I've still got a bit of time. So do you want to see the video? If we don't finish, I'll lend it to you. And they're both like, definitely. So now they're watching the video. Hachi is watching the video again.
Again.
Again. And it is the two of them on the television, Ren and Nana. And it says, even Ren and Nana seemed like they were friends before becoming lovers. It's really cool. And Hachi is sitting there looking sad.
Mm-hmm.
And June is laughing. And Kyosuke is just looking confused. And it says, ah la la. What is this? A married couple comedy skit? Seems like a formidable duo has appeared. Nana Ren duo. And there's thought boxes, and it says, but Takumi and I are definitely unbalanced. Even if we create a world of our own, it seems like we can't be any bigger than this. Our goals and our interests are too different. Maybe things will just be like this sometimes. I'll just have to try hard to be friendly. Jesus. Even if I go, right? Even if I go to this party, I'll be out of place. I won't have any friends there, and I'll feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know. Yeah, and Shin was like, "Hey, Asan." Oh, we have a switch. Sorry, I just kept going.
No, you're fine. It's is that Shin?
No, it's Nobu.
That's Nobu, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hey Yasu, why don't you invite Hachi to the party? And he's like, I don't mind. And Yasu says, but she probably wouldn't come even if we invited her. And he's like, she probably still thinks Shin's birthday is in January. Hachi'd remember his birthday from his resume, not me. And Yasu's got a little tick, and he's like, oh, you think? And he's like, she remembered it as one day off. That's so Hachi. And then he continues and said Shin would be psyched if Hachi came, but of course she'd have a hard time going there. But if she'd show up for Shin, I'd change my opinion of her. And Yasu just smiles.
Why does he have a bad opinion? Because mine says then I will
that's
look
weird.
at her differently. Well, then I will look at her differently. Anyway.
Right, like, I don't know. And then Yasu's just like, but the party's tonight. We can't invite an industry outsider who's not already on the list we gave them. And Nobu's like, she may be an outsider, but she's Takumi's fiance. Takumi should have invite her. And Yasu's like, well, I'm sure Takumi considers this party to be work. And then he's thinking to himself, and I doubt Rira wants her there. And then Nobu's like, but if they'd invite Hachi, I'd feel better knowing that she's not being left out and forgotten. And there's a scene change to a different room, and it's Nana in a very fancy dress.
She is in a fancy dress.
It's so fancy.
It's so fancy. She looks very elegant, even though the little... I know that it's like the Vivienne Westwood Saturn symbol with a drop pearl underneath it, but it also looks on her necklace, but it also looks like a mushroom.
Just casually wearing some bling mushies.
Right? And so Nana's like, huh? Where are Yasu and Nobu? And Shin's like, maybe they went to the bathroom together. And assistant manager guy, and he's like, Shin-chan, don't memorize vulgar words like that. What was the vulgar word?
Oh, in mine he says taking a piss together, which is very, very vulgar.
And so Nana's like, if we don't get out of here soon, we're not going to make it, since we have to go all the way to Kamakura. What would I do if the guest of honor was late? And so, let's see. Shin says, Nana, that dress really suits you, surprisingly enough. You look cool. Jesus Christ. Surprisingly enough. And manager dude is like, oh, my, it really does. I'm really glad I asked Masaru-chan to help out. And on the TV, it's the interview. And it says, but don't you think it's pointless to try to be normal? All of the journalists here may have changed your minds about me with the tide of popular media and are laughing about it now. But I've been cornered into a situation where if I take one wrong step, I could lose my band, my lover, and everything I hold dear. And Nana is now yelling at Shin and says, what the hell are you watching? And Shin is like, my treasured videotape. Jin-chan copied it for me. Now Nana's yelling at Manager Man, who is Jin. And she's like, there was no call for that. And he's like, oh, but this interview is ever so popular. He's got like little flowers around him. She's pissed. He's smug.
Mm-hmm.
At first I wondered how well it would go over, but it's been quite a success, Heart. Back to the interview. My band and the staff have really supported me, and somehow we made it to our debut. This is how I could decide to be with Ren. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. And Shin is just sitting in front of the TV watching it. Nana's back on the couch looking so annoyed. Like, just absolutely, probably like, I think that she's feeling sensationally secondhand embarrassment for herself.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't want to watch it.
Right? Yeah. Like, this is gross. And now Nobu and Yasu are in the room with them, and Nobu is like, "Look who's watching her own lovey-dovey interview." He's scared Nana, and Nana is yelling at him. "It's not me, it's Shin." The TV says, "Nana-san, please show us your engagement ring." And Shin is like, "Ah, here's my favorite part, heart giggle." So Nobu says, "She's embarrassed. She's embarrassed." They're like celebrating her being embarrassed. And Shin is like, "It's so cute, heart." And Nana is freaking out back there. And she's like, "I'm going to fucking kill you too." And Yasu's like, "Nana." Back to the TV. And Ren looks nervous. And she looks nervous in the recording of the interview. And who knows how many times it's been played now. And and Ren is like, "Hurry up and show them so we can get this thing over with."
Yeah.
And Nana's like, "I know, but posing like that is a bit." And so he grabs her hand and holds it up. And he says, "What you wanted to take pictures of was this, right? Please take some pictures of this lovely lady." And then flash, 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 and they bow. Shit, sitting in front of the TV, clapping his hands with Hachisara eyes, a bow in his hair, and sparkles everywhere. And he's like, "It's so moving, heart. However many times Masato watches this scene, she cries." Because, oh yeah, he's dressed up as Masato.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And then Nana's back there just looking absolutely frustrated, yelling, kind of. She's talking to Jin, the manager man, and saying, "Speaking of which, what happened to Masato? Is she doing okay?" And Jin is like, "Who is this Masato?"
He doesn't know.
Uh-oh. Back to TV narration. "When will you enter your name in the family registry? When is the ceremony? When will you start living together?" And like at this time, while that's being said, Yasu and Nobu are like walking through a door and looking really shocked.
Yes.
And it goes to Ren and it says, "I'll be entering her name soon, but we don't have any plans for the ceremony yet. As for the rest, I'll leave it up to your imaginations." And Nana is now smiling and says, "We'll look forward to seeing who can come up with the most creative news reports." And then, so it says in an asterisk, Shin is referring to himself in the third person, pretending to be Masato.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. So cute. And so then now we see the hand with the ring being held up in a flash, flash, flash. And we go back to Jun, Kyosuke, and Hachi.
Yes. Junko and Kyosuke are looking shocked. And the TV is still like, "Miss Nana, can you smile, please? Can you look up a little?" And Kyosuke's got all the dots. And Hachi's over there just pacing, and she's like, "Naoki's late. I wonder what happened. I wonder if I should call him." And Kyosuke's like, "Ms. Nana?" And she's like, "Ms.?" And she turns around with a little sweat drop. And he's like, "Can you show me your engagement ring?" says Kyosuke. And she's like, "Oh, yeah." And she just holds up her hand. In the same pose.
In the exact same Nana.
As Nana.
And it's the same ring.
The same ring. Although she has been watching this damn thing all day, so she's like, "I know exactly where to put my hand to look just like Nana."
I don't think that she's intentionally doing it. I think that
No.
it's just naturally like
No, but it would be funny. It's just a fairy hat. You're like, ah. And then we see Nana also holding her hand up in the same pose. And then it says, "Nana, I'll try dashing up Cinderella's staircase too." And then there's a Naoki's car outside, and Hachi's going to it. As if you work hard, dreams come true, right? Just like Nana caught up to Ren.
You keep going if you want.
Yeah, because it's...
Yeah.
We have a few more things. So it's Naoki, and he's like, "Sorry I'm late. I had to wash my car once I knew you'd be riding in it. You know?" And she got the sweat bead.
He's such a little player.
I know. Even though he's not, I don't think he like is. He's just silly. And she's thinking, why are trap nests all such flirts? And out loud, she's like, do you think what I'm wearing is okay? I have no idea what to wear to a celebrity party. And he's like, ha, celebrity? Don't worry about it. It's a house party somewhere. Relax, relax, heart. And she's like, really? That's cool. Like in the foreign movies, heart. And he's like, and
Foreign movies.
yeah, foreign movies. He's like, and Nana too. That's how you met Takumi, right? And she's like, huh? Oh, Nana? And then he's got like the little swirly, like blushy face thing, and he's like, it's confusing with both of you having the same name. May I be so bold as to call you Hachiko? And she's laughing. She's like, bold? Sure, heart. So what about Nana? And he's like, Nana will be at the party, so you'll have a friend there, Hachiko. Yasu will be there too, heart. And she's like shocked. She's like, what? And she's like, I'll get to see Nana and Yasu? Wow! Heart. And like, I think she's about to cry. She's so happy. And
Well,
he's
yeah,
like,
she misses them so much.
I know, all alone, pregnant lady all alone.
Right? In her giant apartment.
Yeah, fancy lady apartment.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, so that, is that a good thing? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, great. Today's also Shin's birthday, so they're having the party together, heart. She's like, huh? He's like, it was originally a party planned so that Ren could give Nana the engagement ring, so it might also be an engagement party, haha. And then she's got the dots, and she's like, but Shin's birthday is in January. Because she remembered.
Exactly.
She's like, he lied about his birthday on the resume. What the? And Naoki's confused. She's like, huh? What? You're friends with Shin too, Hachiko? And she's like, huh? Yeah, because, and he's like, does Blast hang out together in private too? And she's like, yeah. He's like, it's rare to see a band be friends like that. I'm jealous. It's 'cause they're young. It's like, oh, 'cause their band is young? Is that what he means?
I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, not because their band is young, but because they themselves are like more youthful because they are younger,
Oh,
right?
okay. And then she's thinking, really? I thought that was normal. And he's like, so then Blast should have invited you, Hachiko. Why is everyone so inconsiderate? And then, like, she's just,
Yeah, now like he doesn't even know what he said.
yeah,
Like he doesn't understand that like he shouldn't have said that out loud.
No. And because she's like disassociating.
Yeah.
And it's like vroom. And she's thinking, wait a minute, that's not it. They were being considerate by not inviting me. Nobu's going. Takumi will be there too. I can't go. And then she's like turning around and is like, and then there's a ring and he answers it. Hello, heart Naoki, don't answer the phone while you're driving. And she's stopped. Sorry, that's just important, kids. Don't
Be Naoki.
Don't make Naoki. In this moment, don't be Naoki.
Don't be Naoki.
And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm late. Yeah, we're on our way. I'm not doing anything. Who would risk their life by messing with Takumi's woman? And he's like, she wants to talk to you. And Hachi's like, what? Who is it? And he says, it's Rira. And she's looking at the phone like, oh.
She's embarrassed.
Yeah.
In general now.
Yeah.
Like she's probably feeling like she's going somewhere that she hasn't wanted.
Mm-hmm. Which, that's an awful feeling. I've been there.
Yeah, me too. And that's a fair feeling.
Mm-hmm. And Rira's like, hi, Nana, I'm sorry I kind of forced you to come. And Hachi's like, no. And she's like, I just thought about it. Nana, you're probably friends with Shin too. Shin would be so happy if you came to the party, right? And there's a beat. And she thinks when Shin said, "I'd wish I'd been born as your child, Hachi." And she's like, "Yeah." And Rira's like, "Good, I can't wait." And then she, you know, clicks off. And then Hachi's just kind of got the like the dot dot dots.
Mm-hmm.
And Rira is stepping out in honestly her princess gown because she's wearing a crown, like a little tiny tiara on her head.
Yeah. Well, she is a princess.
She is in
She's
her
a pop
tower.
princess. Yeah.
Hmm. And Hachi's like, "Mr. Naoki?" And he's like, "You don't have to Mr. me." And she's like, "Is Rira friends with Shin?" And he's like, "Huh? No, they're just acquaintances." "She's friends with Yasu, though, Heart. You gotta wonder." And
Jesus. He needs to learn to keep his mouth shut.
that's not Naoki's thing. Naoki is just a chatty.
In
He's a
mine, it
chat
says
catty.
kind of suspicious, isn't it? But like with little music notes, like he said it in a sing-songy way.
Uh-huh.
Kind of suspicious, isn't it?
Yeah, he said it's like that in mine too. So it's like you gotta wonder, you know. And now she's shocked, and she's just like, "Really? They got back together?" Naoki, listen,
Listen, Naoki.
you can't just give Hachi things like that because she'll start to
No,
make up a
she'll
whole
run with
thing.
it and create entire worlds, and then they'll get trapped in the wrong manga again.
Exactly. And now we have a scene change to the party.
Yeah, and Rira walking down the stairs like Cinderella.
Yeah,
Like
with her
Cinderella. Click, click of the
admittedly
shoes and chatter, chatter
glass
of the
slippers.
people. And there's
Mhm.
thought boxes, narration boxes, and it says, "So Rira just heard all about Shin from Yasu and was thoughtful enough to invite me. She's such a nice person. It seems like there's no way she has anything going on with Takumi." She doesn't have anything going on with Takumi, but also their relationship is complicated.
Yeah.
So then she sees Shin, and Shin notices her on the stairs and winks at her, and she smiles. And we have more narration boxes. I'm relieved. Takumi's not a liar. And then Ren says, "Takumi!" Takumi is standing there, like, sipping a martini. And Ren looks flustered, and he's, like, grabbing his coat. And he's like, "We have a huge problem. There's a super VIP here." And Takumi's like, "Damn it. Don't invite obnoxious people like that. Who is it?" And Ren is like, "Kosaka Yuri."
Mhm.
And like Takumi is like drooling or spitting out part of his drink.
He's drooling. He's
And
just.
I feel like that was part of his drink. Like he missed swallowing. And so then there's like this beautiful woman, and it says, "This place is too amazing."
It's
Is it a
Yuri.
castle? It is Yuri. And there's like
Mhm.
another lady with her. And it says, "Just what you'd expect for Trapnest Princess Party. I wonder how much it cost them. I want to live here, Heart." And then there's Takumi with 2 martinis. And he's like, "Then stay for one night. We've got lots of guest rooms ready."
Takumi,
With the
stop.
sparkles. And the girls are like surprised, shocked, blushing.
Mhm.
And Yuri is like, hold on. She's shocked. She says, "Huh? I'm staying over too. Uncensored Takumi until morning?" Oh.
Oh.
And Brenda's like, "Damn, I was one step too late." And Nana's standing behind him. He's got 2 glasses also. Nana's standing behind him and is like, "For what?"
Mm. For for what?
Oh my god. And so the two ladies are like looking at Takumi. Would it really be okay to stay over? Where's uncensored Naoki?
There's
Excited.
uncensored Naoki.
Uncensored Naoki. And says excited. And the other girl is annoyed. Yuri's like over here, flowers and butterflies and shit. The other girl's just irritated. And Takumi is like, "It's definitely okay. I'll give you the best room. All right, Heart." And then she like Yuri like glances over. She's going to take a drink. And then she yells, "Nobu." "Oh, it's Yuri and what's her name? Jesus, I knew she looked familiar,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't place it, but like they're not VIPs, and I'm confused.
Yeah, well, he said VIP because, uh, well,
On the
she's a
guest
very
list, on the VIP list. Okay.
yeah, but she's a
Well,
she's a famous porn star. That's why he said VIP.
oh right, the video thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
totally forgot. What's the other girl's name? Miu?
Mayu, Miu.
Miu. I don't know. I like her. I don't know. I kept being like, she looks familiar, and she kind of looks like Karen from Mean Girls, and because of the dress,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, but I kept thinking they look familiar, but why didn't they say like why'd they call them VIP?
I think he just meant her, just
Yeah,
Yuri. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The spicy content makers, the accountants
Yeah.
showed up. Um, so now he's the fox guy. The fox guy thinks to himself, "Oh, heart, Kosaka Yuri." And then Nobu looks over like super shocked because she did just yell his name. And all of the men.
All
There's
the
one
men.
woman back there. All are looking like absolutely shocked. It's Kosaka. It's Kosaka Yuri. Whoa, she's shorter than I thought. She's cute. And then she goes up to Nobu and she's like feeding him something and says, "Here's a quick bite. Say ah." And Miu's over there just like ignoring everybody, drinking her drink.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Me, it
now
was you.
right. No serious like yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
Um and so now the fox guy is like right up in there and he's like, "Hey Nobu, this may be even more scandalous than Nana. Well done." Jesus Christ. And Nobu's like, and Yuri's just like hearts and looks shocked. "Hey Nobu, I was told that it's okay to stay over. I have a room. So do you want to stay over too, heart?" And then there's like these three men in the back looking absolutely shocked, saying, "I'm so jealous." And Takumi now looks flustered and he's like, "What the hell? Why is he not behind me in line here? I set it all up for him." And Ren is hysterically cry laughing, and Nana is behind him, just like, "Serves you right."
I think it is so funny that all the women that he's just like, hey, are all like, Nobu. He's just
Right?
like,
"Nobu, with your platform shoes, come here."
right? Like, he's just like thinking, am I destined to lose to this man? Is that
Dude,
like.
seriously though, like actually so. I mean, it says, and then there's narration boxes and we have scene change.
Mm-hmm. He's just like, she's thinking, Takumi let me go see the fireworks, so he shouldn't have too much of a problem with this. But Nobu will hate me again for showing up. And Hachi's very sad, and there's a room. But still, I have to celebrate Shin's birthday every year. And then she's thinking of Masato, who was like, then he said that he wished he'd never been born. And she's thinking, otherwise, I'm afraid he'll feel like he'd be better off not being born. And then there's a wow from Naoki, and it says, Hachiko, duck! There's Paparako at the front gate. And she's like, what? Ryoko? And there's a vroom of his car. And then they get a little closer and he's got like, the embarrassment dots. And he's like, oh, my bad. It's just the door guards. Sorry to freak you out when you're preggers.
Jesus. Oh my god. Naoki, just stop talking.
All right. It's like, it's in the mountains, so I guess the reporters don't know. And they pull up and he's like, my friend Nana, she's not on the list, but she's cool, right? And she's like, hello, from the passenger's seat, very nervous. Sorry about that. And the men that are guarding the door are like, no problem. Ms. Rira told us you'd be coming. And then there's a vroom as the gate opens with a clank and it says, hey, Nana, why did Cinderella's glass slipper slip off when it fit her perfectly? And she's like, wow. It's like, I can't help but think that she did it to get the prince's attention. It's like the jealousy of a woman who wasn't capable of being happy. Always acting on stage, alone, running in circles, no matter what she did. That's the end of the chapter.
And that's all there. Now we have our comments.
There they are.
So the first one is Jizz World. And they say, I'm getting nervous with a lot of S's. We have Armin, Flirt. Hachi is starting to notice how Nana and Ren and Jun-chan and Kyosuke. I find it funny how June gets a Chan. But
Yeah.
like nobody else does. Just saying. Jun-chan and Kyosuke balance. I'm like, why isn't there a san at the end? You know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna be like formal, why aren't we being formal with all of them? I'm just throwing it out there. And Kyosuke balance each other out, while her and Takumi don't. I wonder why, Hachi, all in caps. It seems that someone, cough Nobu, who is your other half, keeps getting rejected by you, Hachi. We have a response. We have 3 responses to that comment. And so we have Mariolita Oz. She frustrates me so much by letting herself be in those positions, but I can't say I dislike her because I'm so fond of her character and I genuinely feel for her heart. We have Dreamcat09. Hachi and Nobu have chemistry. Hachi and Nobu have the chemistry of a stale slice of bread. They can't balance each other out because they're the exact same person. I mean, yeah, but they're also, I don't know, they're sweet together. Again, like, her and Takumi are complicated enough to be, I think, together. But, like, her and Nobu are simple together.
Yeah.
They're just 2 completely different types of relationships. They're 2 different types of compatibility. I really don't think that they, like, Hachi and Takumi are perfectly compatible, that's for sure. But I think that they do complement each other. And I think that their relationship will grow. But both relationships will grow differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stale bread.
Stale bread. I don't think that they're stale like bread. I think that they're sweet and that it's puppy like young love. Right? And then we have our favorite troll.
Oh,
Hachiko.
Hachiko.
And it says, Nana O, better than mid Nobu. We have 2 likes. We have 1 like, 2 dislikes. And then guest votes. And then Leah disliked it. Okay,
Yeah.
staying true to the hate train.
Yeah.
And Yoon-sun won, which I've never seen before. And then we have a brand new comment by Hi, and it says, no, because the way I'm getting so scared for Hachi. And then we have Leah, and it says, Naoki, the real best boy. He is the best boy, though. If you frame it out like that, he's the best boy.
Yeah.
Can't believe he's the only one who thought to invite the lovely Hachi to the party, and her fiance did not.
I mean, yeah, but also Nobu did think to invite her too.
Nobu thought to invite her. I think that the way that Takumi thinks is that that's business. And he very much wants his personal life and his business life separate. He does not want the intermingling of those 2 things.
Nope.
I think that Takumi having the opportunity to have a safe space away from his work is going to be really good for him. I think that's something that he's always lacked, is having a safe space.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I think he's a manipulative prick, is because he's never had a safe space. Dolly says stress in caps. We have Painkiller back saying, as there are so many stress going on in the main story, but I like to act as if everything is but I like to act as if everything was fine. I'll just pretend the extra is the main story and say, "Bye, Naoki, confirmed." Naoki is totally bi.
Yeah.
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 His obsession with Yasu was sus already, lol, but seeing him date Yasu in the game was so funny. Even being a flirt, I can't help to like him a lot. And then, like, the face.
Mhm.
Um, probably the only Trapnest member I support unconditionally till now. Don't disappoint me, please, Naoki. And then we have Shishbek saying, I'm not happy that Hachi's with Takumi. I really wish she was with Nobu since it would be better for her. But Takumi is better for the baby. But I know this isn't gonna end well. We never.
Mm. We don't know.
We never know. And then Quan Aaron says, I'm kind of stressed, not gonna lie. What are we stressed about exactly?
Right? I've been like, why is everyone stressed out? What's going on?
Because she's going to the party. Well, and like the thing is, okay, so like the new commenters saying it, I get it. Because a lot of the new commenters, they only started reading where the anime left off. But some of these commenters are like our OG commenters.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Quan Arian has like not since the very beginning, but before the chapters where it lines up to where the anime ended.
Mm-hmm.
Leah, I love Naoki. Ash, oh my god, I love the scenes with Hachi's crazy eyes. They always crack me up. Yeah, her star eyes.
Yeah, they're very good. We
They're
love it.
they're her own illustration.
Yeah.
It's how she feels in her soul. And then if you see her run has 3 separate comments. Okay, it says run into Kumi's relationship, and then the little like thing towards that, and then on the other side, personally, I freaking love Ren. He's so tranquil in demeanor.
I think it meant to say demure.
No,
Or
demeanor.
in demeanor. In demeanor.
He's so
Tranquil
tranquil
in
in
demeanor.
demeanor.
Oh, okay.
But I don't understand the use of this. Because this means preferred one way, and then the other way not.
Yeah, isn't it the like the greater than and less than sign?
Yeah. Leaning
Yeah.
towards the Ren and Takumi's relationship side. And then on the other side, it says, personally, I freaking love Ren. He's so tranquil in demeanor. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe it's
know.
supposed to be like a comma. Then they also say, is Rira and Ryoko sisters? Bro, please. God, no. Then it says, Hachi's first run in chapter was so cute. She's just giggling and stuff. Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
But also, why'd you make 3 separate comments?
Don't know.
And then Taylor, final comment, says, I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Everyone's stressed and scared.
Which I'm like, why? It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Guys.
Well,
It's gonna be fine enough.
fine enough.
I
Yeah.
think that the biggest reason to be stressed out is Takumi.
Fair.
Like not knowing anything about what's coming, right? From this
Mhm.
point. It would be Takumi that would be the big stressor.
Mhm.
Like, you know, it's a surprise for Shin. Rira set it up.
Mhm.
Naoki started it. Nobu already said that like he would think better of her if she was there.
Yeah.
Like Yasu's gonna be chill as fuck.
Yeah.
Nana's gonna be excited. Ren will be happy to see her. It's Takumi.
Mhm.
Like boiling it down, it's actually Takumi.
Mhm.
It'll be like, why the hell are you here? You're supposed to be resting.
Yeah. I was invited.
I was invited. Too bad she didn't walk in as he was like asking Yuri if she wanted a bedroom.
Right?
Jesus.
It would have been like,
Excuse me. Excuse me. Creep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, so
Yeah.
that's it, guys. You
That's it, guys. Thanks for being here. Leave a
Yeah.
comment. You can criticize us, and I'll clap back. We love you.
Love you.